What is up everyone, Barricade here, and I'm bringing you guys a quick Gears of War 4 discussion video. Today I'm actually going to be talking about something that was going around the internet the last few days. I believe it was on Twitter and Facebook. People are trying to say that there was a leak for Gears of War 4, that it was a Locust skin pack that was going to be coming out soon and all of this stuff, and then apparently it turned out to be fake. So unfortunately it's not real. There is no skin pack with the Locust, and the image that I saw that was supposedly leaked showed Rom, Scourge, the Queen, and Karn, and it also implied that there was going to be like other Locust characters. To me, while this is untrue and it's kind of sad that it's fake, I honestly have just one thing that I just really want to ask. Why the hell isn't this real? Like, honestly, just sit there and think about it. When it comes to the characters in Gears of War 4, I can honestly feel like Gears of War 4's characters are a little bit lacking in the enemy department. What I mean by that is simply, when you go to the COG, you see all these awesome characters, Marcus, Dom, Cole, Baird, you got the COG soldiers, you got Gary Carmine, you got the Day of the Dead skins, zombie skins, you have all these badass skins of all these characters, but yet when you go to the Swarm side, it's basically Snoozeville because there's like nothing to play as. Like, there's a few Swarm characters, you have the Scions, and then you can play as the DBs, and that's just it. It's just flat out like nowhere comparable to the COG side. That's why if you see like any gameplays where I'm playing as the Swarm, I'm always my Scion Elite because he's the only one I like, and all the other ones kind of look okay, but they're not really ones that I would really want to play. Whereas in Gears of War 1 through 3, I always had a bunch of Locusts that I would actually like to cycle between. My main one was always Rom, but I always would switch between Grenadier Elite, I would switch between a few of the Savage characters in Gears of War 3, or even play as the Theron from time to time, because all the Locust characters looked really cool. I really liked how they looked. But when it comes to the Swarm, there's like nothing really there. It's just kind of like, oh, I'll play as a drone or as a Scion. And that's pretty much it. And then there's like a few variants of those drones and Scions, but overall you're pretty much playing between 2 or 3 of the same type of characters, or the DBs if you want to count them too. Which personally I don't really like the DBs. DBs are pretty cool. I think the only one I really thought looked really badass was the Ninja Shepherd, but that's like really hard to get, so I'm just kind of like gave up on that and I'll just stick with my Scion. But overall, when it comes to just the Swarm characters, they're overall pretty boring in comparison to all the characters and variations that you have on the COG side. So if they're not going to come out with more Swarm characters, I can get that. Gears of War 4 was a new series in a sense with all these new characters, JD, Kate, Dell, and they didn't really have too many new characters. So on the COG side, if you really think about it, if we played as the characters in the campaign, we would only have like JD, Kate, Dell, Oscar, Reyna, and that's pretty much like it. And then if we didn't add like the old school characters like Marcus, Dom, Cole, Baird, Hoffman, Sam, all these other characters, it would be very low end for the COG too. So that's what they did. We got a lot of classic characters for the COG to have a huge variation. Why aren't we getting this with the Swarm side? Who cares if it says Swarm wins if you're playing as a Locust? No one's gonna give a crap. Might as well just make the Locust characters as well. How badass would that feel to play as Marcus, Dom, Cole, Baird with your friends on your team when you're at a COG, and then you're fighting some old school classic Locust. You see an enemy running up on you as Rom or Scourge or the Queen or like pretty much other normal drones. That would be really cool, and I don't get why they haven't done that yet. That feels like something that should be done. That's something that should have been done at the very beginning of this game's release, because it's like there's 30 characters on the COG side and like 10 on the Swarm. I know the numbers are way off, but you get what I mean. In comparison, there's very low amounts of the Swarm characters in comparison to the COG. That's just pretty much what I'm trying to say here, and it feels like the Locust would be a great addition, and not to mention it would add more ideas and things for bounties and just overall more characters to play as. Not to mention, how badass would that be if we got to get variations of the classic Locust? Like if we can play as a Lambent drone or something along those lines, or even a cool variation of the boss characters that were never actually in the campaign. If we saw something cool for Rom, Scourge, or the Queen, that'd be really badass, honestly, because if you sit there and think about it, the Locust sometimes had variations that weren't even in the campaign. There were some really badass drones that I honestly wish were in the campaign, and I always wanted to see what they would be like as enemies. The two characters that come to mind are actually the Savage Hunter and the Savage Marauder, where the hell were these enemies? I don't remember seeing these guys at all. Honestly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't remember seeing these guys in the campaign. And I remember seeing them as multiplayer characters and thinking, what the hell? Who are these guys? You know, like, it just blew my mind when I saw them, and I thought they looked so badass, especially the Savage Hunter, because his mouth had like this weird look that no other Locust character has. He basically has like 2 jaws, almost looks like a predator or something, like a piranha or something, and I always thought that was really cool. And that's what I really would like to see with Gears of War 4, for them to not only bring back classic Locust characters, but also throw in some badass designs that were never in the campaigns, or at the very least make some variations of those Locust characters and really cool, creepy things that we never got to see. Maybe like full-on black armor Locust, you know, similar to the Black Steel, or maybe ones that look very vicious, like a butcher drone or something, just something cool like that that we would never really got to see, and gave a little bit more of a characterization to the Locust characters. I don't know, that's just something I would really like to see, or at the very least just bring back the classic Locust. It just doesn't feel right playing as just the Swarm. And to be 100% honest with you guys, the Locust to me look the best still. I'm not saying that the Swarm look bad. They look pretty damn badass, and there's some variations of them that I thought look really cool. But in the end, you can't beat the Locust. You can't beat the standard looking armor and just the way that they look. I just personally think that the Locust would look totally badass in this game, and I would love to see them back. But anyways guys, if you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about having the Locust back. Do you really think that they should make a Locust skin? I really think it's needed for the game. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see my most recent Dragon Ball video, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.